Hello, my name is Jared, and this is Does This Work, a comedy podcast. I'm here with
Dean Courtney.
Dean Courtney. Dean Courtney is one of the first guests that I've had where we have not formally met before today. Tell us about what brings you to Perth. You only got off a plane 5 minutes ago. This
Literally 5 minutes ago. Yeah, thanks to Emirates. It was a delay. It was a delay, and everything was just awful. But I'm here and couldn't be happier.
Great.
Moved from the UK, from London for love.
Yeah.
Met the woman of my dreams a long time ago, and it took 20 odd years to finally pluck up the courage to move in together. So, I played the long game.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Play it cool.
Yeah, play it cool.
Yeah.
I'll get her eventually.
Play hard to get for 27 years.
Well, you don't want to rush into stuff, do you? You don't want to rush into stuff. But, the same way a visa's a visa. You need one.
Yeah, great.
So, now we met, as I said, 20 odd years ago in 2006.
Yeah.
And, we met and fell in love, did nothing about it at the time. And one day I went to work, we were working together, and I said, I've got something to tell you. I plucked up the courage to tell her I love her, tell her I was going to be with her. And she went, I've got something to tell you. I'm going back to Australia. And I never told her how I felt.
And was it reciprocated at that time?
Yeah. We were both, because she said to me when we reconnected, she went, if you told me, I never would have gone. And I was like, we both went off and made our own lives, and I made some terrible decisions, and her past was easy as well.
So you got into comedy as a
way instead of Well, for me, getting into comedy was it's like self-harming, but I was terrified of knives, so I do this instead. So just to put myself on edge. No, it was comedy for me happened by accident. But it was also a way of me, because I'm so uncomfortable with myself and so quite insecure, it was a way of me being in control of at least one part of my life. And once you're up there on stage and you can hide behind something else and be something else, like most comedians, you sit there quite singular and quiet, listening before you go on. Then there's in a couple of minutes of pacing before you're called onto the stage. And then all of a sudden everything stops and there it goes. Yeah. That's how it is for me. I was a musician to start off with, so I did music and musical theatre and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, cool, me too.
Singing. Yeah. And then that kind of sort of moved into DJing. Yeah. I was with an agent and they were like, "Oh, we need a DJ." I was like, "I'll do it." I didn't have. I literally had a couple of CDs at the time, and it was probably sort of George Michael and Take That, that kind of stuff, And I was asked to work for an Australian theme bar in London. Yeah. And I turned up for this this audition. I had no idea what I was doing.
What was the theme bar called? Crikeys?
It was a walkabout. It was a walkabout in those days, and it was it was one of those sort of snake bites, spit and sawdust, cold beer, hot pies, that kind of stuff, And it was an Australian themed bar, so it wasn't technically Australian, and that's actually where I met my now wife. And I turned up for this audition. I didn't know what to do. I blagged it. I just talked on the microphone, and they just had State of Origin, so everyone was smashed. Yeah. So it made me look like a legend. Yeah. And I looked great. And then next week I got to another venue, and then I was doing 5-6 nights a week in these massive venues in London, probably performing to 15,000, 20,000 people a week. Yeah. And now
you're in Perth.
Now I'm in Perth. Well, I came to Perth because I thought I was in London. I thought I want to get away from all these white middle class English people. So
little did I know.
You imagine my joy when I got to Perth and found out there's more English people here than there is in London.
So many. We're tipping the scales now with Indian people, which is again very much like London.
I might as well just go and work at Hillary's. And it was shocking. I got here and there was so many English accents, but also the people that you came here to get away from. Yeah, So I don't own a football shirt, right? So
Yes, I was never. It's hard because I was talking before, in our first take. I was like, I'm very un-Australian. Like I don't like footy. I don't go to the beach. I hate summer. I don't do meth.
Well, we can't be friends. No. The thing is, everything terrifies me here when I first got to Australia, because everything here wants to kill you. Yeah, that's right. Snakes, spiders, drivers. Anybody who drives in WA is a nightmare. Yeah. And it was
Eshays.
Yeah, and snakes. Snakes is the worst for me. I hate anything that's got more legs than me, or less legs than me.
But if a snake had 2 legs and was running at you, wouldn't that be creepy?
It'd be even worse, yeah. Saying that, I never liked Heather Mills either. So, but no, it was the fact that I the first time I ever came here, I came over and it was the morning, and Kylie, couldn't be more Australian. Kylie, my wife, went to work, and I sat in the house all day, terrified to go outside,
right?
Because there might be snakes and spiders. Yeah. Now we're living in the middle of the suburbs. The chances are 0. Yeah. And she came home. She went, "Have you had a nice day? You've been in the garden?" I went, "Oh no, I didn't go outside."
What, you trying to tell me?
Because of the snakes. And she went, "You fucking idiot." And I was like, "Okay, I'll go outside." Yeah. And then I go outside, and her 6-year-old daughter's playing in the garden, running around. I'm like, "Yeah, okay, point."
Yeah, you know what? I'm yet to see I remember seeing a snake in high school, and it freaked me out. But that was a little one, and the principal came and just with a shovel and just chopped its head off in front of everyone. You know. And then I saw a snake at the beach once. That was it. I rarely ever see snakes.
Well, I think most Australian people I've spoken to, have you seen a snake? They've seen 3.
Yeah.
2 or 3 is the most that they've ever seen. And the other part of it that I've noticed is that my father-in-law, he's a proper Australian. Yeah. You know, the big handlebar moustache, but not gay. You know, he's one of those, the shorts, but not gay. The singlet, but not gay. You know,
the male life partner. But
But no comment. Anyway, we do call him Backs though. You know, backs to the wall. He told me the story that he saw a tiger snake on the grass, and he went up and just picked it up and cracked it like a whip. Yeah. And I want it to be true. Yeah. But I know it's not. You know, it's like one of those things that you want it to be true so badly. Yeah. You know. But yeah, so Australia, it terrifies me, but I love it. It's such a beautiful way of life here.
It is gorgeous. It is a gorgeous place to live. I'm spoiled.
You are.
But it is a whole grass is greenery thing, and no one hates on Perth more than Perth people that were born and raised in Perth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. And I had this thing. I was like, I feel like if you're from Perth, it's kind of like your younger sibling that only you can talk shit about. Yes. You know, where no one else can talk. Hey, like I fucking hate Perth. It sucks. Nothing to do. Yeah. Someone else is like, I hate Perth too, and you're like, hey,
settle down. Settle down. There's no need for that. Yeah.
I was trying to pick which accent to do that.
Oh, that was an accent.
I was going to do
I thought you had a speech impediment. I thought we were going to have to call that off. The thing about Perth is, it couldn't be any more sort of white middle class suburban in places. And then you go down to Fremantle, and I thought Fremantle was incredible because it was the only place you could see a homeless person fight a seagull for chips. Do you know what I mean? It was like really, and you've got sort of £10,000 e-bikes, and then people that have got no shoes. You know, it's the weirdest. And I started sweating and getting really hot and uncomfortable, and that was just for the price of the coffee. You know, but there's so many beautiful things, but. The one thing that strikes me about is the horizons. You can see so far around you, you know.
I don't realise how, even on this street behind us here, you go up far enough, you can see all of Joondalup. Like, there's the lake, you can see everything.
And everybody wants to have a go at you as well. They want to try and get one over you, don't they?
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, you don't like it when you get it back. You're like,
that's right.
I literally just come to buy a burger.
Yeah, you know? My wife does that to me. She'll be like, randomly, and this is a complete exaggeration, get a burger or whatever. Yeah, I bet you like a burger, you fat piece of shit. I'm like, whoa, what?
I mean, it's
true.
Like,
oh, you're a comedian, can't you? I'm like,
can't you take a joke? You don't mind giving it out.
Now, I'd like to reiterate that was she'd never called me a fat piece of shit before.
No, mine has. Mine has quite. Do you know?
Mine called you a fat piece of shit.
I upset her the other day. I upset my wife the other day. I didn't upset her, but it was. There was a couple of hours of silence, which was lovely. Yeah. So she said about she wants to go on the TV show The Chase.
Right. Yeah.
I said, don't bother. They've already got a fat cunt that knows it all. And she didn't talk to me for ages. I was like, brilliant. And then yesterday she's got this lovely new outfit. It was her birthday yesterday. Yeah. And she's got this lovely new outfit and she was putting it on. I went, don't worry, darling, Halloween's tomorrow. Yeah. I know that apparently that was insensitive.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, Dee. My wife, Dee, lovely. You'll meet her. She's the best. But she was like hugging, she'll hug me on the couch. I'm not a huge touchy-feely person.
I noticed that from earlier.
Yeah.
I know. You did hug me for about 14 minutes, and it was getting a bit.
That's why the mics weren't working.
And then she was like hugging me on the couch the other night, and she was like, I was like, okay. You know how you give them that pat,
like you do to a Labrador. That's it. Well, good boy. Okay.
And she held on even tighter, and I called her a desperate hussy. I was like, get off me, you desperate. Yeah, I know the shit that will make her laugh and the shit that will offend, and I toe the line nicely. She's like, you're so mean. If anyone heard how you speak to me, I'm like, but you know that the context. I'm not just saying, bitch.
I get told off all the time. But it's lovingly done when it's them. Right. Yeah. But when it's you. Now, one of the big differences I noticed about being here was coleslaw. You're going to think this is mental, but in the UK, coleslaw is very wet and sloppy,
right? Yeah,
and all this kind of stuff. And this was when after like I said, we parted our ways, and we've only reconnected 3 years ago. And I came over for the first time, and I remember at the airport there was this awkward moment where we sort of looked at each other, and then we held each other. But she went exactly where she used to be. And it was lovely.
Yeah.
And you think that when you find out you love someone, there's this big clap of thunder and lightning, and it's amazing. It wasn't. It was coleslaw. So we'd been to Coles because we're both earning. Why not spend it? So we went to Coles.
That's why they call it coleslaw.
Yeah, we bought coleslaw, right? And as I said, I've got a bit of cash.
Yeah.
So we came home. She was cooking something, and I got the coleslaw out, and it was a packet with mayonnaise in it.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is ridiculous. Because at home it's this sloppy tub of, So I said to her, Kylie, where's the mayonnaise? We need to make... She went, Dean, we're having coleslaw, not cabbage with fucking mayo. And I was like, I love that girl. Yeah. That's it. Oh my God. Take everything.
It's meant to be.
Yeah. It's pride. Yeah.
I'm so paranoid now. I keep looking over at this thing.
It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. You should probably point out there's not somebody there. It's
no, I know. Once in a while, I'm like, can you Google that for us real quick? And there's no one there.
And could you just bring the lights down?
Yeah, are we still going?
Thanks.
No, the other one.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Can the dancers keep back?
This room is huge, by the way.
Yeah.
It's enormous.
Yeah, wow, what a lovely house. Thank you for having me in the East Wing.
I just appreciate you being here. I appreciate you doing your nails for the occasion as well.
Oh, my daughter, Charlotte, did these. So I've got awful feet. I've got feet like cow's tits. They are ridiculous,
My feet are awful.
I could never suck a toe. I don't know what that's... No. So if that's your next question,
actually on the list. Hold on. Toes suck. Yeah.
Have you ever? No.
No, I don't get feet people, man. I don't understand.
No, it's weird. It's weird.
I have some female friends who are like, I might get onto Feet Finders and make some money.
No. Is that what it's called?
Feet Finder. Is
actually a real thing?
Yeah, Feet Finders, and people are making money. Nothing pisses me off more. We're talking about how I'm just a grumpy old man. But I'm looking at these chicks just shaking their asses around on TikTok and making millions upon millions upon millions of dollars.
And I've literally been selling mine. No, not literally. I mean, you know what I mean.
I've been figuratively shaking my ass around.
Selling my ass. I had this idea to go to, Kmart or something, buy cheap pants or underwear, what do you call them, jocks here.
Yeah.
So get there, because that was a big mistake.
Pants,
there were some things that are very different.
I remember just watching English comedies and going, she saw me in my pants. I'm like, big fucking deal.
And
at least you had them on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But if you buy underwear and then we could all wear them, and then we could sell them to like Japanese businnesmen or something.
Yeah.
Just take some pictures of some pretty girls, say they were wearing these, go out for a run with them, do some lunges. I'll split the...
And they'll pay for it as well, because guys are paying for it. Girls are selling their farts in jars and getting paid money. It's insane. Sydney Sweeney is selling her bath water and...
That's right. Or someone sold their liver, didn't they?
Or
someone sold their virginity.
That's my doorbell now, actually. I'm expecting a delivery of Sydney Sweeney's.
Yeah, that's what I found when I used to work at the children's hospital. You couldn't really nick anything from work.
Yeah.
That was the problem. Unless you were going to eat it in the car on the way home. I'd like to apologise for that.
I was going to go darker as well.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't think about it. I like to be as shocked as you are.
Well, it's like, all right, so I was talking to Gareth McKean, who does a great Trump impression. Shout out Gareth McKean. But we were talking about being in character, right? And how it's like sometimes the character just talks on your behalf. You don't know what it's going to say.
Exactly.
You know, I do impressions with my kid, and sometimes like in the car on the way to school, I'll do voices and set this whole scene about this combination of characters. And sometimes they're swearing and violent and whatever, and I'm like, I have no control over what
it's not your fault.
Yeah,
it's your duty to do this.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and I think it's a duty to do things for all children, because one of the things that I do, one of the greatest things I ever pulled off, and I was so proud of myself. And it's not my child being born or anything like that. It's this moment. We were at the school. I took him to school, and one of these ladies at the school, one of the mums was saying, "Oh, they've got a wasps nest," and I was like, "Well, you can't kill wasps because wasps make marmalade." And she was like, "Do they? I never knew." I was like, "Yeah, of course." Like, so bees make honey, wasps make marmalade, and flies make marmite. Everyone knows that. And then next day, I heard her telling someone else, and I thought,
yes.
I thought if I die now, my work is done.
Because that's going to spread.
Yeah, because completely like marmalade.
Yeah. And then you'd be rubbing your hands like a fly. Just
like killer whales. Killer whales used to be called friendly whales until they started killing. There's so things like. But
imagine whales finding out that they. Did you know that they call us killer whales? Oh, no, fucking pricks.
What? Are we the baddies?
We don't call them harpooning humans.
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe they do, but only in certain oceans. But it was. There are moments in your life that define you. So that was one of them.
Yeah.
Another one, and I don't know why this, but so I do have a claim to fame that a lot of people don't know, and I know what you're going to ask as soon as I say this. I was actually the voice of Barney the dinosaur for Barney's Magic Palace tour in the UK.
Wow, that's great.
So I had to record 8 or 9 songs.
Yeah.
And it was Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
I love you, you love me.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. So and I thought, wouldn't it be funny if I was killed in a car accident on the way home, that was the last thing I did? That was my defining moment.
I thought you were going to say, killed on the way home and you were in costume.
Yeah. No, I didn't have to wear the costume.
I know, that's why it was funny, a visual. It's because you're still driving with a little...
So me dying's funny for you. But anyway, I mean, thanks. This went south really quick. But I thought just that would be it. They'd be like, well, what was he doing? What happened? Well, he was just recording. He was recording an album.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we should play it at the funeral.
Yeah. And everyone bow your heads and listen to the last thing that Dean was recording.
I love you.
I love. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so that's actually true. As much as I don't want it to be true, that's actually
Barney the dinosaur, because he's making a comeback. Apparently,
is he?
I think they're doing like a reboot or a prequel or something.
I'll wait for the call. It's not the most embarrassing thing that happened to me ever.
Let's get into it.
Are we there already? We're friends now. Right. So I was
sucking this toe,
dressed as a purple dinosaur. Wearing these Kmart pants, eating coleslaw, and so this was in the sort of early 90s. I was a younger man at the time, and no, it was probably sort of mid 80s, 90s, and I was all cock and ribs. You know what I mean? When you're young, and and there was a porno tape, a VHS tape in those days.
Yeah.
For the younger people, Google it. So there was a tape, and it was going around the school. And everybody had a chance to watch it. Yeah. And you didn't want to be the one to lose it, because if you did, it would be like, you only lost it because your mum's in it, or, which, I mean, she did great, but it was not the point. So I had this tape, and I was at home, about 14, and I was doing what 14-year-old boys doing to this first ever porn tape. And there was this noise that froze my heart, which was, I heard my parents' key go in the latch, and they came in the front door. Now,
which is ironic.
Yeah. but and I don't know why to this day, but do you remember, if anyone's got children, when children go to the toilet, they pull their pants down.
Yeah.
And their underwear down, so it's right around their ankles.
Yeah. Lift their shirts up.
I'd done the same. Right? So I'm sitting there like knocking one out, watching this thing, and all of a sudden the key came in the door. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit. And I realised there wasn't enough time to put this away and turn the tape off. Right? So you've got to take one for the team. I mean, literally, right? So I managed to dive sort of majestically off the sofa like a goalkeeper. I sort of landed on my side, because you don't want to land on a stonker. Yeah. And I'm now laying on the floor with my cock out. But as I did, I pushed the button. It was a top-loading VHS.
Yeah.
So it sort of pushed the button. It came up the top. I grabbed the tape and I grabbed it and swung it. And it went under the sofa majestically.
Yeah.
I mean, brilliant, under the sofa.
Yeah.
But that's not the worst part of this.
Yeah.
So now my parents walk in the room and I'm laying trousers and with my cock in my hand on the floor like this, right? But if you had a VHS tape, if anyone's old enough to remember, if you turn that off, what happens is the TV comes on.
Yeah.
And it was football.
Yeah.
So I'm now laying there on the floor, erection, football. And my mum just cried and walked out the room. And my dad just went, "What are you doing?" England aren't even playing. And that's actually true. Yeah, that happened.
So I would have hopefully faced the other way.
No, there was no. You weren't going to get away with it.
In that case, I would have just pretended, what's going on?
You're home.
I must have fallen asleep.
I've always said to everyone now from that moment, because that's one of the most embarrassing things that can happen. But if you're in your, you're young and you're in your bedroom, you're masturbating, and your mum walks in, don't stop. In fact, look her in the eye and go faster, right? And she'll be the one to leave the room.
She can't hang around.
Hopefully,
she can't hang around all day. She's got to go to Kmart. She's got to do things.
Yeah, she. And another bad one is I won't tell you who it is because I'm not allowed to. Because I'm But they used to listen to music.
Yeah.
Listen to music and lay in their bed and have one off the wrist.
What kind of music were they listening to?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I
imagine
touch myself.
something quite rhythmic.
I touch myself.
I'm too sexy. Anyway, so they're laying there doing that, and they'd finished and sort of took the headphones off, and their mum had come in and left a cup of tea on the side.
Oh!
So, but that's not the bad part. The bad part is walking out and going, "Thanks for the tea." Just imagine.
I just want you to stay hydrated, love.
You look like you're having a good one. You look sweaty. Beads of sweat.
Oh, that's horrible.
Could you imagine having to... I think I'd never leave my room.
Oh, nah. Yeah.
I think I'd like to be just stuck in there.
I'm done now. Yeah. You can take me now, God. I'm all done. But it was a wild time in the 90s, right? It was like pre-internet. I remember I stayed over a guy's house once, and looking back, this is the most serial killer thing I think I've seen. He had, so remember in here news agencies used to have Playboys and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Right. So
rhythm pamphlets.
So I as a kid, you'd walk in and you'd be looking at car magazines, and then I'd open up one of the magazines. It's down on a lower shelf, and I keep walking that way. When I walk back, it's a smooth move of having. Yeah. This guy had ripped out pages or something from these magazines and had cut them out and glued them into a scrapbook, like a big scrapbook. This is a friend. I stayed at his house. He's like, "You want to see something cool?" Yeah, sure.
Do I?
Pulls out the scrapbook, and I was like, well, "It's not working." It's sticky. Yeah, right. Cool.
Oh,
and it was it was just cut out like a serial killer's dream of just of Playboy models. Yeah, it was crazy. But then I realized that's how we viewed that stuff, was in print or on VHS, right?
Well,
if you were lucky to have
if you were lucky to have that.
If you
were lucky, I mean, it was usually the what we would call the Littlewoods catalogue with the bras and the pants. Or if they had any money in the house, a copy of National Geographic, wanking over the African
or the
titties.
Dictionary definition of sex.
The little cylindrical ones, like sachets of vinegar. Yeah. But it was and also sex was terrifying.
Yeah,
the thought of sex and sex education at school was just don't do it, or if you do, and they got the banana out, didn't they, in the condom?
Yeah.
And it was
There was a great. Have you seen the comedian who does a great bit about Dan Natterman? Is a Jewish comedian. Right. He does this bit about how he had sex ed in class, and he's like, the teacher came out with a banana, a condom. Yeah. And he said, "All right, kids, today I'm going to teach you how to put a condom on." And the banana's because I get hungry, because I can't maintain an erection on an empty stomach.
but also, that's the other thing about getting older. That's the other thing about getting older. Like, I find now, if I've got music on, if you're having sex, you've got music. Can't be too loud.
Yeah.
You can't. You can't be too hot. It can't be too cold.
Concentrate.
You have to have eaten. You can't ejaculate on an empty stomach unless it's someone else's.
Kind of ejaculated that day.
Oh God, the only time I can think about doing it more than once is before the first, isn't it? Should just have a cuddle. Just give me a cuddle and get that spot on my back. Yeah, it's. I got married in January this year, and as I said, my wife she's literally the best thing in my life. She's amazing, and we're really fortunate. Between us, we've got 2 children. Yeah. We've blended a family. The kids love each other as well.
Great.
We all get on really. It's so sickeningly sweet.
Yeah.
But the children, if you don't mind me saying, are fucking mental.
Yeah.
You know, they do things that you think that I should never have. Please don't run through the house with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
Why would I ever have to say that?
Yeah.
And the other day I heard Kylie saying to her daughter, "Could you not stand there eating while I'm going for a shit?" Right? Now, I know this doesn't make us look like a good family, and if social services are working, I would expect a phone call. But kids are just, they don't have any concept of
the common sense. Yeah.
Of anything.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I tell the joke on stage about this one time. I was like, boys are worse. And the women in the audience are like, yeah, they're terrible. I was like, no, seriously, my boy, when he was 3, put his dick in my ear. It was a true story, but it was like, and it was an accident, but
was it?
Well, the joke is like he's been in charge ever since. Like he runs the household now. once your kid fucks you in your ear, you're basically lower on the rung. Yeah. But the actual story is exactly how I tell on stage. Is he came in and he was like 2 or 3. It might have been even younger than 3. I think it was 2. Yeah. He came in bottomless, as they do, because they're just walking around junkless with like a little singlet on, little Bond singlet.
Donald Duck.
Like that's exactly what I say on stage. He came in like Donald Duck, and then so he climbs on the bed. He's climbing around me, you know, and he just swings his leg over my face, and then like just squats down, and it just happens to go like perfectly into my ear.
Brilliant.
Right, and then he walks out the bedroom, and then so how I tell the story is he walks out and then just looks at me like with eye contact the whole time as he walks out. I said when we see each other in the halls now, I keep my eyes down, I don't look at him. You know, he runs the house like
completely. That's amazing.
but they do crazy weird stuff like that.
Yeah, my son George, I was gardening, which is very rare, and I sort of bent over and I was doing something. Do you know when you get that little of underwear?
Oh,
and
right,
you got the little crack of your ass. For some reason, he just started to spit on the crack of my ass while I was gone. I was just like, "What are you doing?" And he just laughs, and sort of skipping away, laughing. I was like, "He just spat in that," and I felt violated, but not in a good way. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you can feed it.
Uncomfortable, and it's
you
like,
can feed it seeping.
Yeah. Oh, my wife found a video like, around the same age. Yeah. My son would take my wife's phone and video himself. And we found this video of just the house. Yeah. It was obviously on like selfie mode. Yeah. And the house from his like angle, it's like down there. And then he walks past the camera. He's so close to it, looks at the camera and goes, the camera's lens. Yeah. And we were like, what? And he's too young to remember what he was thinking. Yeah. We know that for some reason he decided to walk past the camera and violently spit at it. Like who knows what he was thinking.
Yeah. And there are sometimes when children, they just do you properly and you can't do it. I took my son shopping and I should have gone during the day and I know that and I didn't because whatever the reason was. And he'd finished school and he comes exploding out like they do. And I took him to the shops and he's picking up this and throwing that. And I'm like, "George, will you please just stop?" And he looked me right in the eye and he went, "It's your own fault, mate. You shouldn't have brought me." and this woman walked past me and he's right. And I was like, yeah, he's going to, I don't have a leg to stand on. I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Totally, when they get you, it sucks though.
Oh, it does. Yeah. But I remember my nephew, he was... My brother and his wife were arguing, and my brother just said to his mum, "Oh, fuck off," and he went, "Don't you tell my mum to fuck off, or I'll fuck you off." Yeah, but he was like 4, you know? But the venom in it, was, but this is like I said about the bees and things. I do like to wind my son up, and I remember him being about 6. He was like, "Daddy, why do you always go to work at night time?" Like, so you probably got the same, and I was like, "Because I'm Spider-Man." Yeah. And he was like, "Are you really?" I was like, yeah. Just, anybody will tell you. And we was at a family thing. So and the family and somebody in the family was talking to someone else. And they were like, is my dad Spider-Man? Like, yeah, here he is, yeah. And it carried on. And that was, so what I did a couple of days after, being a cruel parent, I went out and bought one of these sort of Spider-Man jumpsuit things, and I just hung the arm of it out the door of the wardrobe.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, could you go and get me something from my bedroom?
Yeah,
and he went up and he sort of saw the arm hanging out. He's like, I won't tell anyone. So I think, I got away with that for quite a few years.
That's great. Yeah, you just keep lying to him. That's great. I'm convinced because my son's 12, and I think he is just pretending to believe in things like Santa or stuff, because you get to that age. Yeah, you want stuff. You're like, no, he's coming. He'll be coming down the chimney. Yeah. So this Christmas is gonna be, because I feel like he knows. Yeah. Like, but he just won't admit that he knows.
Well, when George found out that it wasn't real, he was like, it's you, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because you just
and he sort of, I sort of explained to him that what Father Christmas is something we tell children he's actually the spirit of Christmas, because the spirit of Christmas is too much for a child to understand. So that means the giving and being helpful and being nice to people, being kind. It's the idea of Christmas. Isn't this the lovely part of the podcast? Merry Christmas,
Merry
everyone.
Christmas, everyone.
Anyway, and then George was like, and the Tooth Fairy, he's not real. And he said, he's the only one that's real, the Easter Bunny. I thought, that's the worst one. Isn't it? Because you can get chocolate whenever you want.
That's right.
But that's the worst one. But but he believed in all of that. And
bunnies don't even lay eggs.
He lives on the moon. He comes down and gives out chocolate eggs. Nonce.
So who are the comedians that you looked up to growing up?
Oh well, it was the old sort of style of comedy then. The Carry On films. I don't know if you're familiar with the Carry On films, which were sort of 1950s, 60s, early 70s British films. And there was Carry On Matron, Carry On Doctor, Carry On Camping, all those kind of Sid
familiar.
James, Kenneth Williams, all these old sort of, and they were so well written. And there was somebody putting up a tent, and then they're trying to put their bed up, and it's all very sexual innuendo. And he would sort of come along saying it was like a girls' school on a camping trip. And he would come along and say, no, tent up first, bunk up later. You know, and that kind of thing. And it was all very sort of tongue in cheek. And I remember watching one of these. There was an actor at the time called Charles Hawtrey, quite a famous actor, very serious actor, but he was in this comedy film. And there's this scene, and it's one of the sort of greatest scenes. You can look it up. There's this woman walking down the street with this cow, and he says to her, and he's sort of very skinny man, glasses. He was on the Smiths album,
right?
A very skinny man, glasses, big backpack on. He says, "Where are you going with that old cow?" And she says, "I'm taking it to the bull." And he says, "Can't your father do that?" She went, "No, it has to be the bull." Anyway, and he looks at the camera as if to go, really? And it's that kind of deadpan. I like that. British humour, very, very
subtle.
Yeah, and also self-deprecating.
Yeah,
as well.
That's right. Yeah,
I think Ricky Gervais is brilliant.
Yeah,
I think a genius.
I think that's the reason that so many American remakes of UK shows don't last, with a couple of exceptions like The Office, but that was a whole different thing. But it's because they're trying to recreate the comedy from a UK style or an English style humour when it's not translating.
And it's not. But the funny thing about The Office is that where it started, The Office was basically a rip-off of Spinal Tap.
Right.
So it was actually American in the first place. And that, which is the irony there. They've taken that.
The mockumentary format.
Yeah,
thing.
Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, The Office itself and look. I think Ricky Gervais will probably be one of the only comedians that could never be cancelled. Yeah, he's just too big.
Yeah. And he doesn't care. Like him, people like him who don't believe in cancelling anyway. Yeah. And he's so big that he's got his audience and
that's it.
Even people try and cancel Jerry Seinfeld, and he was like, nah, what are you going to do?
I'm going to sell out theatres no matter what you do. Yeah. I mean, there are certainly old British humour comedians. The likes of. Chubby Brown and Bernard Manning and Jim Davidson, all these really old school, and a lot of their jokes were very sexist, very racist, and all that sort of stuff. But they still fill theatres because they've still got a following. Yeah, I'm not saying that's right. I'm saying that they still do. And the thing is, in their defence, they go, well, humour was different in those days, and things that you can do now, you can't, so on and so forth. And I think that's great because look, we should always punch up.
Yeah.
We should always punch up.
Well, I just don't believe in retroactively cancelling things that have existed for decades.
But it's when they it's you know, you can say the certain episodes of 40 Towers where they cancel it because there was something about the Germans. And then you sort of think, but then in the UK they wasn't allowed to play the Fairy Tale of New York, the song, because it's got slut and this thing. But at the same time, Cardi
Scumbag,
B,
you maggot.
Cardi B can talk about her vagina.
Yeah, that's it.
So where does that work?
Yeah,
this sort of look. Humour is always going to be subjective.
Yeah,
and same as music.
Yeah,
one man's music is another man's noise.
Yeah,
you know that's it. And I know that. I've done gigs where I think I'm playing like Keith Richards and I'm playing like Cliff Richards. It's shocking.
He's in town right now.
Is he?
Cliff Richards is in Perth right now.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Is he? Wow.
Yes. All Harry Webb. Yeah.
Did he have to come
I know his real name.
Did he have to come over in a coffin with his own soil?
I'm going to show you a photo. Can we pull up a photo of...
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
We're back. Hey. We're back with coffees as well. Yeah.
Very good coffees.
Yeah. No, thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. Cheers. Thanks, boss.
No, that's all right. I just wanted to charge my battery a bit because I didn't want the conversation to end. This is riveting. Good stuff.
I'm glad it is for you.
We're back. I painted my toes in the break as well. Dean was gracious enough. He had the paints with him.
I held his hair back.
Yeah. We're talking about crowd work. We're talking about So you're a big crowd work guy.
Yeah, I love the crowd work. At the end of any gig that I do, I try and leave at least 15, 20 minutes for just crowd work. So I do a question and answer session so people can. We'll try it now.
That's great.
You can ask me any question you want.
I mean, first of all, I'm reeling off the fact that you have a spare 15, 20 minutes to do crowd work.
I mean, my show in the UK is about 2 hours. About 2 hours long. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I sing as well. I mean, I've got a beautiful voice.
Yeah, well, there's a guitar right there if you want to pick it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I said I sing. I sing, so I do musical comedy. I make up songs on the spot, that kind of
Fantastic.
stuff. Fantastic.
Okay, so I'm like on the precipice of starting something similar like that, right? So I've been wanting to incorporate music into my comedy for a while because right now they're completely separate things. Okay. I'm going on and playing Ed Sheeran and whatever at gigs. I don't know why Ed Sheeran is the first person that always comes to my mind when I talk about these.
Because he's an incredibly talented
He's very,
artist. He knows how to write a song.
He does. It's great. And the loop stuff is perfect. It's how I make my living now. So thank you, Ed Sheeran.
But if you look at something like Thinking Out Loud, it's basically 5 hooks that makes a song. It's incredibly talented.
I don't know if you've heard Bloodstream.
Yes.
So I loop that pretty much identically to how he loops that. There's a live recording of him doing that, and he does it, and it's like he's like double drumming on the guitar. It's all building and crescendoing and stuff, and then it all comes out. Yeah. And some of the best compliments I've had was like, man, that sounds like Ed Sheeran. If I close my eyes, it'd be Ed Sheeran playing that song. I do it almost too. I'm a bit neurotic with it. Like it has to be exact. Yeah. But anyway, I've been in. They've been separate. Like I'm playing Ed Sheeran, and it's all a different kind of enjoyment for me, right? So music is a very personal enjoyment. It's like it's therapeutic, and it's like soulfully cleaning, you know. And comedy is very different. It's just like the immediate laugh response. So combining them.
I know what you mean. I mean, with music, I always find in life we're either planning for the future, thinking about the past, or concentrating on what we're doing.
Yeah.
When you're playing and you're singing, you're literally in that moment, and there's a real freedom of being alive in that specific moment where you're not thinking about anything but the performance.
Yeah, that's right.
And you can really communicate a song.
Yeah.
Anybody can sing a song, but to perform a song is something different.
That's right.
If you've done musical theatre and stuff, you know there's a way of projecting and not just your voice, but projecting what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Music does that, and I think that's a really powerful tool in comedy.
Yeah.
Because you can people like Stephen Lynch. I don't know if you've ever heard many of his things. There are songs that can really drag you in, and they're almost the melodies are beautiful, but quite Marxist in the lyrics. So it's sort of this, this yin and yang. So music's a really powerful tool.
Yeah, anyway. It's great. And then so the decision now is like doing that where I've done it before at just parties, like friends, family members' birthday parties. So I have the guitar and I'll sing. I'll make a song about whoever I'm looking at, and it works. or I could do that on stage and risk bombing.
Yeah, and you can bomb. And you can, and I have done with music gigs. I've done it many times.
Or I write something like lyrical comedy,
and it can be beautiful. The thing is, you never learn from the good gigs. You learn from the bad
that's
ones.
Right. Yeah.
And there's something that's quite wholesome about that. I like the fact that you can really. You can die on your feet, or you can do your gig on your knees. It depends what you want. You know?
And I think, I mean, obviously you're a lot more experienced than me in the industry, comedy and music, I guess. But like, I'm finally finding myself. I had like a moment of clarity a couple of weeks back at a gig. I kind of had, it was like an epiphany, and I was like, I realized that because I'm coming from this music acting background, I'm memorizing my set like a script.
Right.
I'm saying it. And sometimes you're very present when you're, depending on the crowd or the night, whatever. Sometimes the same words that you're saying one night, you just believe them more, and you're very present. And then sometimes it's autopilot, and it's just the words are coming out.
Yep.
And when you're not present,
We've all been there.
It's not hitting harder because you don't believe it yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
So I've reached this point the other week. I was at a gig, and I was like, I want to say something on stage. I don't want to just go on and say this perfectly structured, punchlines there, this many syllables, this many words, whatever. I want to go and say something. And since I've realized that, I've been going on stage and having a lot more fun. And just because I'm not taking it so seriously.
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, don't be afraid of silence.
Yeah.
Silence is a really powerful tool.
Yeah. Who said this?
You can stand there and look at the audience. Let them be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's more embarrassing for them than it is you.
Yeah. Also, like, the silence thing is great because, like, the amount of times I've talked over the end of a laugh when they're still laughing and I cut them off, cuts the laugh short. Whereas, like, you're playing with it a bit, and I let especially if it's like a thinking man's joke, like you said out there, let it sort of spread around the audience a bit, and then it starts to build, and then more people are catching. Oh, that's what
And laughter breeds laughter.
Yeah,
that's the other thing.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, on that, do you think there's the whole the psychology of like, what do you think about comedians who laugh at their own jokes on stage?
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because it shows they're enjoying it. It shows
that's
it's
right.
real.
Unless there's like a stage persona of you being deadpan.
Yeah, but even if... So I'm quite deadpan when I'm on stage. And if I break and laugh, that gets a laugh.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, he's human.
Yeah.
And where you get a lot of comedians that go in quite soft and build to I start, as you know, with quite a hard joke.
Yeah.
And then I get softer throughout. Everything I do when I do my shows is slightly different.
Yeah.
I have an intro, but I don't play the intro till I'm on stage.
Yeah.
So I walk on stage, say good evening.
Yeah.
I've got an intro. Did you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you play the intro, and I've got this big intro about, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. This man, he's done the Edinburgh Fringe. He's done this live at the Apollo, and for one night only.
Live at the Apollo.
So this is what it says.
Yeah.
It says, live at the Apollo, and for one night only, he's here at, and I would go, the Comedy Lounge. Really sort of. So it's this. The whole persona I try and portray is this person who's had this massive career that's now had a fall from grace.
Yeah.
And I'm in Australia doing something that I don't want to do.
Shitty podcasts.
Yeah. Absolute drinking shit coffee, being told to play the guitar like some sort of monkey.
Bringing toys on his
do
shelf.
you know what? I did notice. I did notice that two of them were nice. Yeah.
Well, most of them are 3D printed. My son's 3D printing machine.
The lightsabers won't be there when I've gone. So that's
lightsabers from Disney World.
That's Christmas sorted.
Yeah. From Disney World, like there it is. Look at that. Here's one I prepared earlier. There you go.
Yes.
Feel the weight of this thing. This is from a Disney World Orlando. It's
Jesus.
Right. Yeah. Flip
that's
that
for
on.
kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kids and adults. I mean, there was mostly adults doing it.
Thanks for that. I'm more of a Game of Thrones thing,
Yeah. I just started rewatching Game of Thrones.
It's great, isn't it?
I'm a big rewatcher, and
Yes.
I found out recently that it's like a coping mechanism with life or something. It's like
Really?
it's something about you know it's good, right? You don't want to be disappointed anymore, so you just
or maybe just being married.
Yeah.
It's a way. I'm just doing some work.
Yeah, my wife and I don't watch shows anymore together.
Do you know?
Not anymore because she has a habit of picking just awful things.
Oh God! Do you know my wife's the same, and she's. And I know it just sounds like we're bitching about our wife,
Yeah.
which we are. But through
Do better,
comedy.
wives.
Yeah, work harder. Seriously, Come on. That's the old joke of I've got a friend who's transitioning. Well done for taking the pay cut. So my wife, she's she chooses things like serial killers and stuff. She goes, I've had a bad day at work. I need to watch some serial killer stuff before I go to bed. Yeah. That's not going to help relax. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
It's wild. Yeah.
It's like when people say you can cut the atmosphere with a knife. Yeah. If it's a bad atmosphere, don't get a knife out. That's a stupid thing to do.
Yeah. People say it's as serious as a heart attack. I'm like, there's so many more serious things out there.
Yeah. Or is it acting like a pork chop or something?
Yeah, acting like a pork. My wife has got whenever she hangs out with her dad, who's very Australian, she comes home and she's like, she will say stuff like, oh yeah, it cost a few bob. I'm like, you've been hanging out with your dad, haven't you?
Anywho, what does that mean? What does that mean? Yeah.
But she doesn't watch murder things. She'll watch things like teen dramas, like The Summer I Turned Pretty and Ginny and Georgia. Just
10 Things I Hate About You. We've seen that. And I was like, do you know that's based on Taming of the Shrew?
Yeah,
she went, what? Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter.
What of the what? It's all right.
It's got Heath Ledger in it, singing,
That's all you need.
Crack on.
Whereas I rewatch stuff, unless it's a show that it's like there's been buzz about, like a lot of buzz about, and then I have to hear about it, you know what I mean? It has to be in my orbit. Yeah. I'm like, she's like, do you want to watch this new show? Apparently it's okay. I'm like, no. I just, that old saying like, don't judge a book by its cover? Yeah. Absolutely, you should judge books by their covers. Right? Because if a book looks boring...
It's boring.
Yeah. So like, if a movie looks like, okay, let's have a look. Who's got, that's the director. Never heard of those actors before. Yeah.
It's subtitled, brilliant.
Made by Netflix as well. Straight to Netflix.
Yeah. The other thing we got at the moment, we get a lot of Netflix things about, what was it named, Harry and Meghan and
like recommendations.
The Duke and Duchess of Netflix.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything worse than I would literally rather pull my veins out and sort them into colours. I got nothing better to do.
Yeah. Well, my wife gives me shit now because I'll feign so obviously interest in what she's saying. So she was like, "Oh, do you know like this TikToker is apparently like moving countries because of this reason?" I'm like, really?
Wow. Tell me more.
Fantastic. I want to know more.
Yeah. Really? Oh, do tell. Let's put the kids to bed early.
I'll put on the tea and we'll get some brownies and we'll just make a whole a night out of it. And we'll curl up and tell me about this TikToker.
Like Halloween. I don't get the idea of going around dressed up, covered in blood, asking for sweets. Yeah. If I wanted to live in Gaza, I would. Do you know what I mean? Just it's the Free Palestine. That went well.
Does this work? A comedy podcast has no political affiliations.
No. You're right. Totally. One thing I learned very early on in comedy was that never be afraid of anyone, whether it be the audience or even a seasoned pro. Yeah, they're no different from you. Yeah, in fact, they're more analytical, they're more nervous, because getting to the top is quite easy. Staying there is the problem. Yeah, right.
You can become irrelevant pretty quickly.
Yeah, you can, and then nobody wants to be in the bargain bin. Right? Yeah. So one of the things is always be yourself, be true to yourself, but you're not there to make friends as much as that's important to make friends. But don't sell yourself out because of. And my problem is if I think something funny, I'm going to say it. Yeah. So I know I mentioned this before, and this is a name-dropping thing now. Yeah. I supported Foo Fighters in London, my band. Yeah. So my band. So we used to have some great names. Yeah. We changed the names all the time. So we were actually the Space Cowboys. That was a good name. Right? Yeah. And we were HIV and the Positives at one point. And then I was Paul C and he was C Rebel, so we were Cerebral Palsy together. So we had all these different band names. Anyway, so we had and Guy Senis, who I met actually flying to a war zone. Yeah. We were doing some gigs for the British troops. Great band. After the gig, we were invited backstage. We went backstage, and Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, Dog Dave, came over and said, "Did you enjoy the gig?" I went, "Oh, well, not really." And he sort of deadly serious looked me in the eye. I was like, "Why?" And he was genuinely concerned. I went, "Because you didn't do Sweet Child of Mine." And he looked me right in the eye, genuinely looked me. He went, "I'm really sorry, that's not us." I went, oh shit, I am so embarrassed. I meant living on a prayer.
And he got it?
And he picked up a slice of pizza and slapped me around the face with this pizza. Yeah. And then he said, do you want a drink? And I was like, yeah.
Fantastic.
So this story gets even better.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden the door opens and in walks Jack Black.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, anyway, so he's standing there. So I was like, trying to act like I'm not, So I was like, Dave, you can introduce me? It's a bit rude. Yeah. And he's like, oh, Jack, this is Dean. And I was like, nice to meet you. As soon as you're introduced by him, you're on that level.
Yeah.
And you're just talking. And they were so nice. They were so humble. Yeah. And Taylor Hawkins was there. And we were sitting all chatting away. And then the door opens again. Yeah. And in walks Roger Taylor from Queen, the drummer. And I'm like, fuck, this is it's crazy. Mind blown. So I said, Roger, would you mind if I get a picture of you? Because my mum loves you.
Yeah,
right? and like almost insulting Dave Grohl because I've got one with him. And I was like, Dave, can you take that? And I gave him my phone to take a picture of me with Roger Taylor. And we had the picture. I said, Roger, take one with me and Dave because you get the you know what he's like. You know. So and we did. And then that was the point I said to Roger Taylor, it's so nice to meet a good drummer.
Yeah.
Right? And I saw Dave Grohl reach for the pizza again. Anyway, and I said to him, what you got in your pockets right now, Dave? Right. He said, I've got some pics for the. I said, give them to me. I'll take them. Right. So I took the pics, and there's something else that was there. So I said, could you sign your T-shirt for me? He went, yeah, sure. I said, can you put dear eBay buyer? And he was like, you're getting on my nerves. Anyway, this is the best part. He said, we're going for a party back at the hotel. Do you want to come back with us? I was like, no, I'm going to go home. Yeah. He went, no, seriously, we're going back. We're going to just drink some wine. I went, no, I'm going home now. I've had enough. Yeah. And he went, really? I was like, yeah. I said, I'm done. So I said, but I'll walk out with you lot, if that's all right. Yeah. But I'll go home. And he went, oh, okay. He didn't know how to take it.
Yeah.
So then we went to the stage door and we walked out the stage door with the press and the paparazzi taking pictures. And I walked out with Dave and he started talking to me. And I just literally looked at him, turned around and walked back and so walked out with Roger Taylor instead. Anyway, the night after we were there again and we were doing the same, I walked in and he was like, you didn't come to the party? And I was like, no, I didn't want to. I said, well, I'd have to drive into London. I've got to pay for parking. And can't be bothered.
That's
and he was like, I don't know how to take you. And I was like, well, okay. And then as he was walking on to do this gig, they just released their new album. And they were doing these couple of open shows. And it's just as they were walking, I was like, don't forget Sweet Child of Mine. So, but such a humble, kind man, such a genuinely nice guy. Yeah. And at that level, you don't have to be a dick.
No. Best story I've ever heard on the pod, by the way. That's great. Oh, right. That's amazing. But don't be a dick is literally my motto, right? So, and I tell my acting students, like it's a it's introduction to acting. I'm like, lesson number 1, don't be a dick, right? Because you're going to be in this industry, you're going to be meeting people.
Try not to be a dick. Even, you know.
Yeah. If you have to try that hard.
Yeah, then you're a
maybe
dick.
You're just a dick.
Put your dick away.
But that's great. That's, wow, what a story. That's great.
Yeah, it was a very, very humbling experience. The only other thing I've got that's even in that category was I was fortunate enough to do work with a company called CSE, which is Combined Services Entertainment. So we did troop shows, HMS Dauntless, HMS Somerset, been down to Cape Town and all over the world during the trip. And it's a humbling experience. You know, the war zones are not fun. They're not pretty. And I got to meet Prince Harry. And this was at the time when people still liked him. And it was funny enough that I got to meet him and everyone was and I walked over and I said, oh, do you work here? And he didn't like it. He didn't like it. And then he went to Iraq, which I thought was kind of ironic. Yeah. Because then he could die the same way his mum did from fucking with the wrong Muslim. But was that too far? Was that I don't know. Was that that's a bad one.
No, it's fine.
Don't put that one on there.
No, it's going on. Prince Harry, if you're watching this.
Yeah. Say hello to your wife. From me and Jeffrey. Yeah, she's all been named in that as well now, isn't she?
Yeah.
That family and Prince Andrew, Andrew, the artist formerly known as Prince. families.
So, I mean, all right. So you did your first gig in Perth the other day, and that went really well.
Yeah, big thank you to Lockie.
Lockie Skinner, who is has been on the pod a couple of times, and he is one of the hardest working comedians in Perth.
What I like about Lockie, he's got such a passion for comedy, and you can see that in him. Yeah. He believes in it. Yeah. He runs a tight night. He's so kind. Yeah. He's so genuinely thoughtful, and I've been. I'm quite passionate about what I do, so I sent him lots of messages. Thank you so much, all this sort of stuff. And he's like, "Oh yeah, no problem." Very Australian, sort of quite blasé. No problem, mate. But at the night, he didn't stop looking, giving support, giving guidance. Yeah. And I thank him from my first ever gig. Yeah. And I got there and I was terrified. I'll be honest with you. I'm usually quite comfortable in myself, but because I want to move forward in something that means a lot to me, and it's also for my family now. I got there and I was nervous, and I'm 50. Everybody else was about 23, 24, and I felt like I was someone's dad who'd come to collect them. I was wondering that people might think I was, when I got on the stage, I'd wandered up there looking for the toilets or something. But everybody was so welcoming, and I put that thing on the Comedy Collective page, and everyone's been so kind and so graceful.
That's one thing I've discovered as well when I started, which is that everyone was just supportive, and they were like, no one wants anyone else to fail. No, they want to get around and like help everyone. There's the most supportive. Yet to meet someone who's like a dick, you know what I mean? Like someone who's like just an asshole. Yeah. Everyone's been amazing. But I was going to say, like, generally there's like a mixture of ages. There are some guys in their 50s. There's Nola Bliss is 77, still doing her thing, and she's killing it. There's some older people. They're I count myself in that category as well. Yeah, 40 years old.
The one thing I've noticed about the whole scene here. It almost feels like it's the late 90s, early 2000s in London. It's still in its infancy in some ways. It's still just getting its legs and running. So it's a great time to be doing it before corporate takes over, before everything's by agencies, because it's still person speaking to person. Prove yourself, do your good job, be polite. The other thing that is when somebody else is on stage, sit and watch them. Yeah, that's right. Sit and support them. Yeah. If you worried about what you did, wait until the break to speak about it. Go up to the booker afterwards. Don't sit there and come down talking because you've done your bit. Listen to everyone else as they listen to you. Yeah. Give that respect to everybody. Yeah. And look, respect goes a long way. Yeah. But also respect has to be earned. Right. You can't just demand it.
Well, I love sitting and watching. Sometimes I'll find myself like, I'm done now, and I go into the foyer and I'm chatting, and then I realize I'm sort of missing. Yes, I'm missing what's going on because these other everyone's worked so hard, put these sets together, and I want to really appreciate it. And sometimes, I've said this before, like often comedians won't laugh at other comedians. They'll give you like a. Which one of those? Yeah. I see what you did there. Yeah. It's more of the acknowledgement of the work that you did, and like that. I see how you did that. I see how you got there.
I see what you've created.
Yes,
look, that's the difference. And I think you'll probably notice this with music. Another musician will go, "That's really good. I like that," and they will come and shake your hand and tell you. Yeah. Comedy, that everybody is struggling in comedy. I feel that even your top flight comedians are struggling, and everybody's worried about their material and what they can offer. Yeah. So there is that element of uncomfortableness within yourself. Yeah. And if nobody wants to see Terry Tough Nuts walking around thinking they're the bomb. Because,
that's right.
Like, I was expecting to die on Wednesday. I was expecting to. Well, I thought if I die, I'd be like my ancestors, 14,000 kilometres from home. On my own in Fremantle, not far from the jail.
You'll find that Perth people are like audiences are like desperate for good comedy.
Yeah, well, sorry to let them down.
That's the reason why you died.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you heard you did well, and look, we'll wrap up now because everything's dying again. Yeah. As did Dean.
Oh, story of my life. No.
Dean did great. I've heard feedback that he was amazing. The audiences loved him. The other comedians are super impressed. Dean's going to be around the place. He's signing up to Open mic nights all over the place. You'll be doing Gong Show, probably signing up next month.
Hopefully, if I can get in for next week, possibly. I don't know when it starts.
I think they're about to put out the online forum.
Right, so I'll try and get that.
Definitely keep an eye out. Well, thank you for the chat, mate. It's been great. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
We'll see you next time. Thank you.